Humpdays.
Welcome back, friends. Little humpers. We're the Rosellis.
It's almost the end of the year, and we're going to go over the worst celebrities.
The most hated.
The most hated celebrities
Yeah.
of 2024.
And boy, the number one is not really a
No,
surprise.
number one with a bullet, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, the guy with the camera.
Everybody,
And the baby
including
oil.
every celebrity, has turned against the guy.
Yeah, everybody with the baby oil guy, the 200 pounds baby oil guy.
Potentially a sacrifice for a lot of other deviants as well.
Yeah.
He is put into the number one spot here.
Number one spot, he's not guilty with all the allegations going on, with all the parts of him drugging people, of all the things that he's covered up for people, all the underage stuff, all the other people that are implied being involved in those parties, all the celebrities involved, and now everyone's scrambling and hiding. He has to be number one with a bullet. And we might be a little bit biased because of what he's done to Justin Bieber. It's one of
As
our own.
Canadians, one of our own.
And the thing is, like, he has zero remorse. Like, whenever
Yeah.
you look back on some of these videos with him, he's like genuinely acting like what he's doing is okay. Like the video that he has with Justin Bieber, he's like, "Yo, how come you don't call me anymore? I thought we're friends."
And then Justin's just like, well, you've done really bad things
Yeah,
to me.
it's just like-
He's like, I don't know how to react.
It's like, I don't call you because you're sexually blackmailing me. It's just like, you made me blow Odell Beckham Jr. at a party in front of everyone, and there's video evidence of it. It's just
do you
like,
remember,
Do
sir?
you remember that? It's just like,
Poor kids just like smile. That's like a pain smile.
yeah.
Like,
And like 50 Cent is like, "Yo, 50, why don't we take you shoe shopping?" It's like, no, guy, you try to have me shot. It's just like, I know like you're a bad dude. And like the thing with Jamie Foxx coming out, he tried to poison Jamie Foxx. That's why Jamie Foxx was in the hospital for so long.
oh, because Jamie Foxx actually, who knew this? I didn't know this, but he was recording everything.
Yeah, that's
he
how-
was his film guy.
Yeah, that's how Jamie Foxx
Jamie
got into the scene. Was
Foxx.
just like he was just coming off of In Living Color. He's like, "Yo, let me film you guys," and
Yeah.
so he just filmed these parties and follow them around with the camera.
I guess he got Gold Digger out of it.
Yeah, he got Gold Digger out of it because he met Kanye. But it was it's
It's like
it's like
really.
you're poisoning your camera guy, and you think it's why'd you turn me in, guy? Like, because you poisoned me. Because you poisoned me. And he's like, why are my friends turning on me now when the chips are down? Well, it's because they're not your friends. You're sexually blackmailing them. That's just like you tried to poison Jamie Foxx, and he's the one that whistleblowed. That's why all this stuff's coming about Diddy, because he's turning in these tapes. It's just like, and he just said that. It's just like, yeah, I'm the guy who whistleblowed.
Yeah.
That's just because you tried to poison me.
Yeah.
He's like this weird guy who just feels like everything
I
he
think
does
he
is
just
fine.
thinks. I think he just thinks that he gave everyone their come up, so
Yeah.
everyone should just be so grateful. And then he also like invited them to like the coolest parties ever, dude. Like he genuinely probably thinks they were like the coolest, sickest parties. Like,
Yeah, he's convinced. Like
Yeah.
he's so delusional. He's like, "Yo, these parties are sick." It's like, no, guy, I got sick because you drugged me and someone did me in the bum when I was sleeping. Just, I did not. Like, this is not cool, guy. This is not cool.
he never really even had any hits. Like I never even like. I don't know him other than being like a socialite myself personally.
Yeah, he's always a socialite 'cause he had his own record label. But then even that, just like he had Usher on it, that came up big. But it was like, yeah, he was just smoke and mirrors by the record industry that needed blackmail on people so they can get them to say what they want them to say.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like no one was really friends with him, and that's what he was shocked by. Except for
So-
Ellen. Ellen loved him.
Yeah. Speaking of Ellen, she's next on the list.
Yeah. So Ellen, she's next on the list.
She's had a bad year. It's been so bad that she's fled the U.S.
Yeah, she's off to the UK.
She's off to the UK because Trump won. But we
Trump
all
won.
know it's because her career's gone down the tank. Everyone hates her. She's gone from being the nicest broad in town
Just
to
dance.
just dance, yeah, to like complete evil villain. Yeah, that is a fall from grace. It's kind of sad. My mom was a huge fan of Ellen. I got her to go to the show. My friend worked for Warner Brothers, and we got to go to the show. But I've experienced firsthand that she would go like this. Like as soon as they yelled cut, hi, yeah. And maybe she's saving her stamina, but it was freaky. It was like we literally were like, oh, that's kind of odd.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, this was like way before her fall from grace.
Yeah.
And it was evident. Like, I don't know. She seemed, I'm tend to believe these rumors. Like if you brand yourself as being like the nicest person, you're doomed. Like, that was her first mistake. If she even just was like she should have Martha Stewarted it. Like, just been like, yeah, sometimes I'm see you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
But I run this shit, you know? And like, I don't know. And she just, yeah, it's a weird, it's impossible to keep up with. Like, it's bound to happen.
Yeah, and I think her wife, Portia de Rossi, I think she is a victim of all this, because I don't know if you noticed, but like she was getting roles here and there. She was blowing up with Arrested Development, and then all of a sudden she's with Ellen and like she's forced to quit acting.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, it's not like you guys are starting a family or doing anything. What are you quitting acting to do?
Yeah.
You're just not allowed being in the public eye anymore. Like she's
Right.
just being controlled by Ellen.
Yeah.
It's like she's just like,
That's true. We kind of overlooked that because she's a woman.
Yeah.
But that's like, that would be a red flag for a guy. Like, that would be headline material.
Yeah, that's true.
If a guy was like, hey, like if Jay-Z and Beyonce got together and he was like, hey, Beyonce, like, you're gonna have to quit.
Yeah.
Like, right when she was starting to take off.
Yeah.
That would be everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. That's like the number one thing that they do to their victims.
It is. It's like they make them quit. They isolate them. She's totally been isolated. And they're like, she had to, in order for her to do the Arrested Development reunion, like, they had to beg her, like, no, we're writing you in this. And then when she got on set, she was just like, they were all just like, oh, it was just like back to normal. She was so thankful for all of it. She was having fun. Mm-hmm. And then so she's very grateful for it. But it's just like she quit the industry to really do
that's
nothing.
Super weird.
Yeah.
Like, she could easily have time to do that. That's true. They don't even have kids. They have dogs.
They have dogs, but it's just like as if you can't get someone to look after your dogs.
They kind of played it like she was just like, oh, I don't have to anymore. So like, I'm rich now, right? Like, I won the lottery, so I'm just gonna like take a step back. But it's like, when you're rich, you get boreder than ever.
Yeah, it's more bored than ever. It's like, and you can do any of your passion projects, and she isn't really allowed to do any passion projects.
Like, all of us plebs are like, we're dying to be that level of rich because it's just like, oh, wouldn't that be nice to not like have a panic attack over the next bill?
Yeah.
But realistically, there's a certain level that you can reach, and then as soon as you're just like super mega rich like Ellen, it's like it gets worse. Like, it's like, and so what do rich kids always do? They always become a DJ. What do rich kids do? They always become a comedian. They become an actor. They go for fame. Like, that's always the next thing. It's like they have the money. The next thing they put their eyes on is fame or drugs. But it's like that makes no sense that she wouldn't keep it as a hobby.
No, yeah, and she's great at it too. It wasn't like she didn't have great comedic timing.
Yeah.
And it's like Ellen's a comedian as well, so that's probably what drew her to her. It's like, you have great comedic timing. But the thing is, like, this is why I think it's toxic behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's because if you look how mean Ellen is to like the people that work with her, and that were close to her, and how she treated them, it's like you always say like you're harsher to the people that you love. So I can't imagine how mean she is to Portia.
Oh my God. Portia's. Save Portia. Save Brittany.
Well, because if you notice, like once they started dating, it kind of looked like Portia got a little bit of an eating disorder.
Yeah. Well, she already had one.
Yeah, but then it like kind of took
Came
off.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just very stressful, very stressed out. So it's just like she kind of looks trapped.
And now she's stuck in England too.
Yeah, she has to go to England
she's
too.
Stripped from all of her friends and home.
Well, it's not like she had a career. It's just like no.
Yeah. Another one that is like saying that she's been isolated and stripped away of all of her independence is Meghan Markle. She made the list. She's actually leaning into that storyline of what Portia's actual life could be, which is that she was stripped of her amazing acting career as a talented woman and taken and put into this terrible ancient, became a princess and
forced to become a princess.
Forced to be a princess. And then apparently, a shock to us all, these ancient queens and kings were slightly racist. What? And she was shocked to discover this.
They were shocked to be curious about what color, what would our baby look like coming out. They were shocked at what color is our baby going to be? Like,
we're wondering.
Yes, like, because when a half black woman mates with ginger,
they're like, what's
nobody's curious at all what it's going to look like. Everyone knows what that's going to look like. There's no curiosity at all.
And then she was like, no. And she pulled an Ellen on Harry and isolated him in LA took him out of his country. pulled a reverse. Oh my God, they've switched.
Yeah, they did.
They've switched Ellen and Portia. And Meghan and Harry, they swapped.
And I feel bad for the Beckhams because they had to take on that problem. Like they moved next door to the Beckhams, and they're a fun couple.
They did?
Yeah, they moved next to Victoria and David, and they're like, okay, well, can you look after them? And they're like, oh, do we have to?
Can we hang out?
Yeah,
We're cool.
It's like, no, you're not. You're insufferable.
You'll never be a Spice Girl.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Exactly.
Meghan.
She'd probably be want to like take over for Scary Spice. Like, oh, I'm better than all of them.
Oh
That's
my
like, well,
God.
okay. Meghan is insufferable because she's insufferable. Like she had the failed podcast, and the reason why it failed is because you don't know how podcasts work. You have to talk for 3 hours. You just can't ask like talk show questions where it's like start and answer. There needs to be a banter.
Yeah.
So it's like they did their podcast, but she wasn't even present for it. She got a producer to ask the celebrity questions. And then later she would just re-record her asking the questions.
Look, it's just
and it's just
wild.
like, that's just not, and they got paid like $20 million to do it. And the thing is like what Spotify does, Spotify pay them. What Spotify does to make money is like they pay you for your podcast, but not because your podcast will get streams or views, but because people will subscribe to listen to your podcast. And once you subscribe to Spotify, they think they have you because then they have all the music they want that you have on there. Yeah. So they don't make money off a podcast. They make money off of music. And like, that's where you get your music. That's where you get your playlist. And that's how they get you. It's your podcast. So no one listened to their podcast. So like, screw it. We're cutting ties. Keep the money. You suck. Like you're horrible to deal with. You're horrible to deal with. Like it's just this isn't even a visual podcast. You just have to talk to another human being for 45 minutes, and you can't do that.
She can't. She had to film it in between. That's wild.
And then you're talking about the lifestyle brand that you showed me that.
I mean, the lifestyle brand. So this bitch moves back to LA. And she just decides, she thinks that I bet she totally thought she was going to pick right up where she left off. She's like, I'm an incredible actress playing the hot chick in that show. And I'm going to get so many people knocking on my door in LA. As soon as I move back, I'm going to be this actress. Silence. That's what happened. Silence. Nobody wants her to act. Everybody is, And she's just like, no. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a lifestyle brand. She calls this lifestyle brand America Riviera Orchard. Like, I can't even, like, do you know, I'm actually second guessing if I got it right. Like, it's literally so hard to remember.
But also so basic.
So basic. It's like, she's like wanting to be the next Martha Stewart. But she'll never be Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart works so hard. You can't even talk to another human being for 45 minutes. Martha Stewart has like 9 things juggling at once.
She literally...
She earned the right to be a bitch. Martha Stewart earns the right to be cold and Catholic. She doesn't have the time.
At least she's out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, or at least she's forward about it.
Yeah.
Out in the open about it.
Yeah. She just can't suffer the company of fools. Like Martha Stewart doesn't have the time for it. Yeah. You are the fool.
Yeah.
It's just like, but also I think Harry is on the list too, because I think he is. I don't like Harry at all because how do you let this woman just like destroy your life? Like it's just like you were tight with your brother. You were the fun one in the family that everyone liked. You're honestly like your mom was. Everyone loved your mom.
You're the one with hair.
You're the only one with hair, and like honestly, there's that controversy. There's that scandal that like your dad might not be your dad.
Right.
So it's just like, which like if you put the photos up of who his dad might be, they do look a lot alike.
Yeah.
So like, how are you so dumb when you're the only one in your family that's not inbred? Like, how are you that dumb where you're the only one that's not inbred that you get this woman just to come in?
Maybe he felt left out.
Which is like...
Maybe he just felt like the odd duck and then she made him feel special.
I don't know how she can make him feel special when he looks miserable the whole time she's telling him what to do. There's no way that this girl knows how to love bomb. She needs to be the center of attention all the time. Yeah. She's definitely someone that's very manipulative.
Yeah.
Like, she's off. I don't know.
Their documentary is insufferable as well.
They're just victims the whole time. How are you a victim? But you were literally brought into the royal family, and there's this video of her like I saw recently where it's like she kept trying to walk ahead of the queen, and they're like, no, you don't walk ahead of the queen, and it's just like she's just like, yeah, but she's taking too long. She's just like insufferable. Just like it's like, yeah, she's old. You don't walk ahead of her because they're walking like along they're just out in public about to say hi to like the adoring fans behind a barricade, and the queen's like walking slow and she's trying to walk past and they're like, don't do it. And she does it. And it's just like, why can't you respect those norms? It's just like, I know it's like people want to hate on the royal family, whatever, but it's just like, if you brought a girl over to your house and it's just like, hey, this is how we do things in my family. Are you with it? Are you not?
Yeah.
And she upsets everyone. That's a red flag.
Yeah.
If your brother's wife, who you get along with your brother who you love, she doesn't get along with them, that's a red flag.
She came in and she stirred the pot just like that show we're watching, The Perfect Family,
Perfect
with
Family.
what's her name?
Bono's daughter.
Yeah.
Bono's daughter.
Yeah, she comes in stirring the pot with this fancy family. Actually, that's probably based on Meghan Markle right there. It's probably like that's the inspiration.
That's what
Actually, we
Meghan-
didn't connect the dots till now. But she thinks she's Martha Stewart with this lifestyle brand. It's not giving Martha Stewart. It's giving Poosh. It's giving Kourtney Kardashian.
Yeah.
It's giving this girls just have some publicity for just being sort of related to an actual famous person, like just like Kourtney with her sister Kim. And then they're just like, well, she has some kind of relevance. Surely she'll sell a few plates, dinner plates, and a few, I don't know, vases. Like, it's the most, and it's just like the most basic thing where it's just so transparent that they're just like, oh, she'll sell some stuff because people know her. It's like, it's nothing good.
You don't have a talent. You don't have a talent. Like, it's just, that's the thing now with the people that are online. They gain followings because they have a talent. So nobody can become somebody because they have a talent.
Yeah.
She just looked hot on camera, and now she's a jerk.
And she married.
Married.
She's famous for causing a stir.
Yeah.
She's famous for being hateable. She also tried to make that show that was a cartoon, lasted like, I don't know, 5 episodes, where it was like about women in history that were like amazing and great concept, great premise, but it's just like coming from her, it's like you disrespected the queen, who actually is kind of a badass.
Yeah. You disrespected the Queen of England.
It was like a woman who became a queen.
Yeah.
You know,
Hung
like,
on to the monarch longer than any woman has ever had.
and then she's like, oh, I actually really want to like give homage to some of the most amazing women in history. And like, guess who's not in that show?
Yeah, the Queen of
Guess who's
England.
not? There's no cartoon of that queen.
Yeah. Or Harry's mom.
Yeah.
Who's also a great
Like,
woman.
that was an opportunity for her to get some redemption.
Exactly. Like, it's...
They both are on the
But
list,
Harry,
and it's for a reason.
but honestly, Harry, though, it's just like, you're so whipped. It's just like, I can't respect you as a man. Even like, I don't even know how you rebound from this, because like, who's gonna want to date you? Like, it's just like, it's actually, it's like Will Smith vibes, where it's just like you're being cucked in front of the whole world. Just not like, she's just not telling everyone she's sleeping with everyone.
Speaking of which, sorry, go ahead.
And I think she will. I think she will cheat on him. It'll come out.
She has.
She probably has. Yeah, she doesn't respect him.
I'd bet $1 million.
It'll
I'd
be
bet $1 million.
She has to keep...
Every person she's hired in that house to do random tasks, she's fucked them.
I also bet that she's probably convinced Harry that, you know what? I don't think they have a prenup. I think she's convinced him not to sign a prenup, and I think that's why he's getting stripped away of everything. I think they know it's coming down. Harry's getting stripped of all his titles. He literally has no money, because how does he have money?
Yeah, I think they cut them off.
They
right?
cut him
Isn't that
off.
the
So
story?
it's like if they get a
Her
divorce.
American Riviera plan didn't pan out.
Yeah, she's not the one
gonna
paying
make
the bills.
$multi-million. The acting doesn't. You don't make any money. Music, you make no money. Her podcast, she did make money. She kind of actually, in that case, like, it should have not made any money, but they did.
But their lifestyle, they probably burned right through it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they like with their lifestyle, they've burned right through it.
Apparently, everyone that they try to hang out with, like the Beckhams, everybody, like, there are rumors
Beyonce,
swirling
Jay-Z
in
didn't wanna
Hollywood that
hang out
they're
with
just
them.
like, we don't want to hang out with you. We want nothing to do with you. You seem like the least interesting person on earth.
Yeah, and then you make it all. Even Mariah Carey was just like, I did not really like doing this interview. It's just like,
That's a sign. That's a sign.
Mariah Carey's like, yo, you're a vain bitch.
You're very full of yourself.
Yeah.
You're a narcissist, I think. Actually, have you heard about narcissists?
Yeah, like when Mariah Carey's like, yo, this is
And then I think you have a problem. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, but speaking of Will Smith and a psycho manipulative woman, Jada Pinkett-Smith is on the list.
Jada Pinkett-Smith.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she caused the slap, couldn't take a joke, and it was a funny, cute joke. Okay?
Yeah.
We're comics, so we're always going to side with comedy, but Chris Rock did nothing wrong.
No.
We will defend him to the grave. There was nothing wrong there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not speaking to other things he did or get involved in. I don't know. In the future, we
Chris
don't
Rock?
know. Yeah, we don't know what he's. I don't know. Is he gonna or no?
Well, he doesn't like, he cheated on his wife, but he did a whole special about it. But I think it stems from like the year before where Someone didn't get nominated for something. She didn't get nominated for an Oscar. Or he didn't get nominated for an Oscar. And Jada Pinkett Smith said, I'm boycotting the Oscars this year.
Yeah.
And Chris Rock hosted and said, Jada Pinkett Smith saying she's boycotting the Oscars, like me saying I'm boycotting Rihanna's panties.
So it was a second dig.
So it's just like it's a second dig, but it's just like you say this stuff, now you get made fun of. Like when you put yourself out there, it's just like you're getting it.
Yeah.
And poor Will Smith is just like
honored to be made fun of by Chris Rock.
Yeah, and you're gonna get it. And it's not like celebrities haven't gotten it. Like obviously Ricky Gervais making fun of everybody at the Golden Globes, with the Oscars. It's just like you just tarnished Will Smith's like in his box office power too, because Will Smith is like one of the last few movie stars where it's just like everything he comes out with, just like everyone goes to see. Even his like dramas, people go to see, like The Pursuit of Happiness. That was a great movie, and like he did a football movie about CTE, which is like people getting concussions, and like it portrayed the NFL in a bad light on Christmas, where people watch football, but they still went to the movie and loved it. It's just like just like I don't like how he's putting down football, but I love Will Smith, so I'm gonna go see this movie. It's just like people love the guy, and it's just like now just seeing him like this, it's like you can't respect a man if you don't think he has any integrity. And it's just like you're letting this woman just trample all over you, date your son's friend, who's just like, okay, she's obviously not being a good mom. I'll say that here first. If you date your kids' friends while still married to your husband, even if you're not, you can't date your kids' friends. That's a bad mom. That's a bad mom move. That's a bad mom move. You can't date your friends.
It's super
weird. Your kids' friends.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and then just like interviewing him about how you're cheating on him.
Yeah, that's where it's twisted.
That's just like, oh.
Yeah.
It's just like, what? Like, do you have your own Diddy tapes on Will? Like, is it like, did you drug him and make him do something with your kids' friends? Like, it's just like, what do you have on this man that he's just stuck here?
Yeah.
Because it's just like, you're not that.
I mean, they have kids together.
Yeah, but she made it weird with the kids. That's your out. When she's with.
Yeah, that's true. He's had a
your
few
kids'
outs.
Friends. It's just like, they will be like, yeah, Dad, I get it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Because he seems like a good dad. Like, he's got his kids on set. He gives them good advice.
Yeah.
He seems like he's there and just,
There's actually a few quotes of his that are really good. Like, when he was like, I just loved on Ellen, but when he was like interviewing Ellen and she was like, hey, like, what do you tell your kids now? Like, do they know you're famous yet when they were young? And he was like, yeah, he came home from school and he was like, hey, Dad, like, are we rich? And he was like, no, son. We're not rich. I'm rich. Okay. And like they didn't know. So like obviously he was like trying, who knows how fake that story was, but like at least they were trying to like make them kind of have a sense of like, I don't know, like, hey, you should try to do something with your life. And even though they're total freak show weirdos, they are at least trying to do something. They're not just sitting there being rich. Like they are trying to do something new in their categories. Like they're not artists.
Well, Will Smith, I don't know Jada Pinkett Smith, but Will Smith, well, I know them. I mean, like with Will Smith, it's very documented that he has like an intense work ethic.
Yeah.
Like he just works really, really hard. So it's like that does get passed down to kids. When you see your parents work really hard, but when you see your mom just manipulate things, I think they can realize that. I think kids can be like, okay, this is a toxic trait and this is a good trait to have.
Yeah, like over time, at least now they must notice.
They must notice.
Because they're like over 18 now, right?
And I think which one is friends with Justin Bieber? One of them's friends with Justin Bieber.
Willow or?
I can't remember which one, but it's like they hang out a lot.
Jaden?
I can't remember, but it was there's a lot of clips of them hanging out together, and it looks like they're trauma bonding together. It's like they've been through some stuff, they've seen some stuff, and it's kind of cute to see. And it's just like, what have you done to your family? It's just like your narcissism, because you feel like you're growing old, you need to act like this powerful woman, where it's just like, I'm the powerful one in the relationship, like I'm gonna hurt you before you hurt me, or like it's a mask. Where it's like your career isn't going the way you want it to go, so you're gonna put down his. Like it's all this projecting stuff where it's like
keeping him down.
They're keeping him down, her insecurities.
Yeah.
And it's you could definitely see it in poor Will Smith, because I don't know if his career will bounce back. I don't think he won't have a box office draw like he did.
He would if he divorced her, though. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit of a hairy thing though, where it's you just don't really respect him. It's just like
Yeah.
one of those things. Like if he is in a relationship with another woman, it's just like, because he in that movie
Yeah.
he had that movie Hitch where he talks about being a player.
Yeah.
And he's like not a player, but he's like how to get girls.
I mean, it is a movie where he's playing an actor.
He's an actor, but he's
Yeah.
very. You have to be good at it. It's just like you're
Yeah.
acting it. It's like he's good at that. Like
I'm
he's
sure
very
he was
charming.
a player.
He's very
Yeah.
charming. He's
Yeah,
very charming in that. But now
Very
when I
charming.
watch, I'm like, oh no, you're.
He has
you're
lost a little
bitch.
bit of his charm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like,
and,
yo,
and
you're not
that's
that
not like
smooth.
an antiquated sexist thing. Like I think it can come off that way to be like you need to have control over your woman and have her respect you or whatever. But it's like it is just a respect thing. Like it's
Yeah.
both. It goes both ways. And like I don't think he's doing anything to disrespect for her. In fact, I think he's been like
No.
very respectful and trying to even like do things that like he's been bending over backwards to be
Just sitting down for
respectful.
that interview.
Yeah.
Like if she cheated on you, and then now you're sitting down getting interviewed about it.
Yeah.
And he's just like just taking it. Yeah. It's just like, what does this woman have
What
on
does
you?
this woman have?
What is it? Like
What's
it has to
going
be
on?
something. Because it's like,
Yeah.
just if I was him, I'm like, yo, just take all my money. I can build it back. Like he has a work ethic for it.
I know, yeah.
It's not like he loves, like he's good at what he does. Like he has
Mm-hmm.
the work ethic for it. Like, yo,
He was very close to having like a great legacy, and then if he just didn't let her have a talk show,
Yeah.
like or whatever that was,
Yeah.
that podcast. We might be able to end with these two because Kim comes up and then Kanye comes up, and
Kim
I
and
feel like
Kanye.
they're kind of related, right? These
Yeah.
two were set up to be a power couple. We were supposed to love them, cheer them on, and then that didn't really pan out, and I kind of think Kim is more hated than Kanye on this list, and I think that's because people can kind of see that she kind of took him, used him, threw him under the bus. Although she did get him out of debt, so maybe he used her for that. I don't know. Who's the more villainous one of those two?
I think,
Who done it?
well, I think it's like Kim gets this image of like a do nothing bitch, but also she works hard, but she works hard at grifting. So it's just like, it's like all her product lines are grift except for Skims.
Yeah.
She doesn't have much, like she's in front of the camera a lot for someone that doesn't have talent to be in front of a camera.
Yeah.
It's just like you're not American royalty. You're walking around with Princess Diana's necklace. You're
Yeah.
not beloved by the people, but you act like you're beloved by the people. You're not one of the people. You're not like people have body issues because of your family. It's just you're famous for the sake of being famous, and you keep getting more and more famous.
And she's kind of the first one who ever became famous due to being kind of like hated or gossiped about,
Yeah.
you know?
She took it and ran with it, had a sex tape, dated Kanye. Kanye made her blow up until she was respected by society. And but Kanye has a thing for like big titted slutty women. For a guy who like loves his mom, loves his family, like he always ends up with girls that's like, yo, that is not marriage material. Like you look at Amber Rose, the girl that he's with now, I don't know
Yeah.
her name.
Yeah.
It's just like
They're all kind of
and
clones of
Kim, it's
Kim
just
now.
like, yeah, they're all just like, yo, this isn't marriage
Julia
family
Fox.
marriage family material. It's just like, yo, like what are you doing? Like you gotta
Yeah.
like he's got it tight.
Yeah.
And it's just with Kim, it's just like you hear it, like people you just don't like it. There's just something about them you just don't like. It's just they're just not real. They're not in reality.
Yeah.
They're everything wrong with society.
Anybody who sticks with Kanye there's something like they've got to be thinking they're getting something out of it. It's not just because of him. I think as much as I think that Kanye is an amazing artist, oh my God, he would be a mess to be friends with.
Yeah.
He would be a mess to, you just never know. You never know what's going on. Like, where's his head? Where in reality, I don't know. And then Kim, I think, stuck with him because she saw an opportunity to monetize him. I mean, she helped him get out of debt, I think, by monetizing him.
When did she get him out of debt?
When he lost all of his money because he just spent it all, basically. Like, he had the Adidas deal and everything, and he was doing great, but he just, like, spent all of his money on crappy things. I don't remember why. He was living outside of his means, basically, and just spent it all. Like, he probably just bought, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, actually, maybe there's a conspiracy there. I don't know. We
Well,
can
yeah,
look
because
under
like,
it.
well,
Yeah.
Kanye's loved and hated, but mostly hated by a certain group of people.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it didn't affect his buying power. I mean, like Adidas dropped him, but like people are still listening to his music. People don't stop listening to his music.
Yeah.
Like even college campuses.
I
like
still throw on his hits.
Yeah, like a lot of these like I was just watching a college game and like a team came out to his song.
Yeah.
So it's just like he still loved his
still-
music wise, but it's
yeah.
just sometimes he just says some stuff that flies off the handle, and like he did give us the Kardashians, and I think he made a list of unlike people because of the things that he said about a certain group of people.
Yes. Kim, I think, has always positioned herself to be hated and almost embraced that. I feel like she's very self-aware that that's the case, and I think that she plays into it often. So I do think that, I don't know if she's like, but then there's also that side where you do think that she is trying to be liked and that she does have this delusional feeling that she is
Because everyone wants to be
super
loved
cool.
and liked, but it's just when you like a celebrity, it's something you can relate to, like a talent or a skill. It's like when someone's a good actress, you like how they portrayed a role. So either you want to be an actress like them, or like whatever role they portrayed, you want to get into that field. So it's just like, I don't know. An example is like the show CSI. Like when that show came out, the actors were so good that like people wanted to start becoming like forensic scientists. So it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, this is really interesting. They did such a good job of acting. So it's just like that's what an actor or a musician does, where it's like you listen to a song and you want to become a musician. You're inspired to become a musician.
Yeah.
Or like you really like what they sample, and it's just like with her, it's just like, what does she inspire?
Maybe she inspires this like easy idea that if you too get butt implants, you can have a lot of money and you can be a boss babe.
Yeah.
So then it did end up making tons of women going out and get that surgery.
Exactly.
I mean, she did.
That's what it
inspire
is.
that.
It's the influencer lifestyle where it's like everyone just shows their butt, they get a bunch of likes and
Yes.
follows, and they think that's their career.
So it's like this aspirational
Pun
vision
intended.
of just,
Pun intended.
pun intended. This aspirational vision of just like, oh, you can become something just by being hot, and then you can also be a boss babe. So you're not just being a prostitute,
Yeah.
you're being a boss babe. But I don't know. Yeah.
But I think, you know what? I think this will lead into our next one, but it's just like if she would just reveal the curtain of like what they actually do. Because it's very.
I wonder if we need to like just, it's really bad.
But I think it would be very interesting. Like what Kim should do, and this will lead into like our next one.
Yeah.
Our next villain, our last villain, or honorable mention. I think it would be more respected if she would just reveal behind the curtain of like what actually goes on. Like what are the actual conversations of like what are they doing to get noticed? What are they doing to make money?
Mm-hmm.
None of this stuff you see on the Keeping Up with the Kardashians, where it's fun. Where are we gonna have Christmas? Courtney, you're mean to the nanny.
Should I dye my hair blonde?
Yeah, it's just
Should
like,
I get bangs? Whole entire episode.
yeah, like I want to see like an episode where like Chris calls them in one by one to give them a yearly performance review.
Yes.
This is how much money you made us. This is like Courtney, you're way down here.
Yeah, you're in the negative 3
You're
million.
in the negative
Courtney.
3 million. This is what we need to do. This is the scandals we need to create. This is
Yeah.
who you need to date this year. And then Courtney, I just stay out of the way.
Just keep working on Poosh.
Kendall,
Sell more shampoo.
yeah, Kendall, Kylie. We have 3 guys you're gonna date this year each. Pick and choose which one you want. There's
Yeah.
like a list. There's a Kendall, Kylie. There's a list of guys we want you to date this year. Here's 6 of
Yeah.
them. Split them 3 each.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's them calling up the paparazzi on themselves when they have a certain outfit. Like, that would be really interesting.
Yeah, and just the scandals of it all, and it's just like that would be interesting of like how they actually generate money and people talking about them, as opposed to just like, well, we're just hot in front of the camera and people just give us money.
They just love it. Yeah, no, there's like that missing link
Yeah.
that we want. We want the actual reality
we wanna
show.
know
Oh
why-
my god,
yeah.
people would tune in. That would save the show.
Because they're not dumb blondes. Well, Courtney, but they're not dumb blondes.
You know,
Like they're like Kim and the power forward. What's her name?
Chloe.
Chloe.
Yeah,
Chloe.
the funny one.
The funny one. Yeah, the funny one. She's funny. You're gonna love my friend. Is she hot? She's funny.
She's got a great personality.
She's like really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's why we don't really like them, because they're just like they're not honest. Like what do you
Yeah.
got? turning
like
on
this
the
fake honesty.
Yeah,
It's
she
like
even tried to
this-
start. She's dating Tom Brady rumors because like they were at an auction together, and she like stirred that shit up. But it's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's calculated stuff.
How did they do it?
Yeah, how do
Those
they calculate that stuff?
Oh, that would just be that would be the show. Okay, and then so honorable mention of on this most hated list.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
Just real quick. Jake Paul wants to be the villain. He is the villain. He's fighting Mike Tyson, the greatest fighter of all time. He beat him, and it seems like it was a fake fight. It could have been a fake fight where Tyson took a dive. It could have been, but it's just like just seeing one of the greatest fighters of all time just lose to this kid who just got famous for just dancing in front of the camera. It's just like, oh.
He's dancing though. He's like,
Yeah.
shake it off. Shake it
Yeah,
off.
so it's just like honorable mention, like yeah, just like that guy, because we all want to see him get punched out. He makes money off of it, and like all power to him because he is that. It's just like yeah, he found a loophole in the system, so like you see what you get with him.
I think if he lost, it would have been better. I think if he lost, it would have.
Well, there's a clip of Mike holding back a punch of a hook, and he's never done that before.
I
so
think. Well, it's obviously. I think. I mean, I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys think this, but I think it's obviously something that was pre-planned to like the amount of points even.
well, there's this Saudi billionaire who said, "I will pay $700 million for you to split to have this fight again, but if Mike knocks him out, he gets the whole $700 million."
Yes, that's a better idea.
So it's just I'd like to see that.
Yeah. Because it did play out. That just felt like some rich kids, like a Saudi child.
Yeah, just paying to
like
fight Mike Tyson.
16-year birthday bash. Like, that's how it felt. Like,
Yeah.
he was like, I'm gonna have like, I want like a costume, and then I want like 800 people there, and I want to come out, and then I want to like fight Mike Tyson.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he
Make
was
it
like,
happen. That's
he's
the
like,
way-
and then I want to win though. I want to win, but it has to be close because I want people to like. I want it to be like believable that I won.
Yeah.
Like that's how it came across.
Yeah, that was Jake Paul's Super Sweet 16.
That's what it felt like. You're like, whoa, and he's like coming out. He's like, I want to come out in a Porsche with my brother. Yeah, you can be there too.
Oh, make sure it's the right color. Oh,
Yeah.
I hate you guys.
You guys, it's the wrong color.
wrong color. You
Oh,
suck.
it didn't match. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's like, what else do you do? I mean, at least with them, I respect that, like, they're doing something fun and random. Like, just do that. Like, we all tuned into that more.
It's like
than...
everyone's gonna remember where they were, even though it didn't live up to expectations. That
Yeah.
was a memorable moment. So it's just
Everyone
like
was
everyone
tuning
remembers.
in.
Everyone tuned in. Everyone
Yeah.
everywhere. So
Yeah.
it's to the point where Netflix is crashing. So
Do you think, what makes him, like, so hateable?
just cockiness and
Yeah.
the fact that he doesn't fight any real fighters. Someone over the hill. He fought a 6-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like in your physical prime. You're fighting a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
And you actually are paying him to throw the fight.
Do you think it's just also just kind of annoying that this kid has made more money than, like, anybody else for just, like, being annoying, kind of? Is that what it is?
Yeah, well, that doesn't bother me because it's just like I just find it funny. Shut up, Bernie. Sorry, our dog's barking. Gotta tell him what's up. But anyway, so I just find him really annoying, and our dog is calling us.
So we better go.
We better
we're
go.
gonna go take care of our doggy. We love him so
What a
much.
jerk.
All right. He's
Thank
a
you,
jerk,
guys.
but we love him. All right. Thank you guys. Subscribe. We're trying to hit that 2,000 subs by the end of the new year. So subscribe if you've enjoyed this. We'd really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Peace.